Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. So there's been a lot of talk recently. The NBA trading deadline is coming up, and people have discussed, what about the Lakers moving off LeBron James? And I don't think this is going to happen. And there's a lot of reasons here. So LeBron's good for business. The Lakers haven't, they won the bubble year, but they've been a really inconsistent and at times dysfunctional team over the last 4 to 5 years. And for the last, the last 5 years before LeBron became a Laker, they were a mess. They were like record-wise worst or second worst in the league over half a decade. So they had the bubble year, but they've mostly been a really inconsistent franchise. And LeBron sells out games, and he's one of the great Lakers of all time, even though the Laker fans got him post-prime, right? But I think you have to consider, if you trade LeBron James, and he doesn't want to be traded because he has such a dynamic business portfolio in Los Angeles, you're going to piss off LeBron, and that means you're going to piss off Clutch Sports, and Clutch Sports got AD to LA. And in the NBA, there's a handful of very influential agents that you don't want to be on the wrong side of. It doesn't work that way in football, but it does in basketball. It can be very provincial. I mean, I can remember years and years ago, Michael Jordan's agent was highly powerful, very connected to David Stern. And that was the reality. Michael was just really, really important for the league. So I don't think there'll be a trade, because I think LeBron committed to you as a franchise and has sold so much merchandise and so many tickets, and he won you a championship, that I do feel the Buss family, and they historically have been very loyal to people that have rewarded them. I think LeBron's really kept you afloat. For the last 5 years, he's kept you viable. He's literally made you tens and hundreds of millions of dollars and added to your value. And I just don't think you'd trade a player like that. That doesn't mean I'm going to rebuild my roster solely based on what LeBron wants. But the Lakers are a small ownership group. The Buss family is not nearly as financially secure or dynamic as the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer. He's the richest owner in the NBA by far. So I just think when LeBron came here, he, to a large degree, kind of saved the franchise. They weren't good in Kobe's last years. They weren't competitive. The Warriors were running the league. They were an afterthought. They had run through coaches. And I think LeBron did them a solid by coming here. Now, Los Angeles has also helped his business career. His net worth is robust, probably over $1 billion now. But it's been a relationship where LeBron has helped the Lakers have helped LeBron. And it's not that the Lakers couldn't get other players if they traded LeBron. I never buy into that nonsense. The bottom line is players take care of themselves. But I think just on a personal level, LeBron doesn't call out coaches publicly. LeBron is good for business. LeBron does interviews after every game. LeBron's been an upstanding citizen in the community. I don't think you treat him that way. And you know me, I'm not super loyal guy when it comes to, sports history, like move a guy. And you could say, well, Colin, you'd trade Klay Thompson. One of the talks has been trading LeBron to the Warriors and getting some pieces back. Klay Thompson is different. He didn't save the Warriors. Steph Curry's been the face, Draymond the 2, Klay the 3, and he's been a great part of that franchise. But Klay Thompson's not selling tickets. Steph is. And Klay Thompson also was at a point in his career that you'd only be able to overpay him to keep him. And he's not as good a player as LeBron is. LeBron is still, on any given night, the best player on the floor in an NBA game. He's not as good as Jokic over the course of a season, or Giannis or Embiid, but on any given night, LeBron's the best player on the floor in the biggest games of the year. So I just think there are certain times. LeBron's been good for the Lakers. The Lakers have been good, and Los Angeles for LeBron. I don't think you trade him. I think you sit down with him and say, hey, this thing's getting to a close. Let's make it as elegant as we can, as thoughtful, conscientious as we can, and then you go from there. But I just LeBron's been very valuable to the Lakers. He's on a lot of nights. He's the only reason you go. On most nights, he's the only reason you go. He's made a lot of people in that organization a lot of money, and there's value in that, right? They're yeah. I wouldn't trade LeBron.